Welcome back to the channel. If you like this video, please hit the like button below. As always, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you like my videos and my channel. If you don't, you should probably just hit the dislike button for everything, but still subscribe because I want people who like the channel to view it. In this video, I'm gonna go over timing for all of the sections of the SAT, and I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, come on, make another QAS. I will, but I wanted to make these videos first because this is my wrist, which means I have trouble writing, which means I don't want to do any QAS videos. But one day, soon, they will come back. Okay, let's start to talk about the timing for all of the sections, beginning with the reading section. You know that the reading section is 65 minutes. You have 5 passages on the reading section. So here's how you're gonna approach it. First things first, you're going to save your hardest passage for last. So for example, if the really old, passages from like 18, whoever knows, are there, the historic passages, and if those are the hardest for you, you are going to save that for last. You're going to give yourself 12 minutes a passage for every single other passage. So that's 12, 24, 36, 48. By the time you get to that last passage, you have gone through 48 minutes, so you have 17 minutes left. On that hardest passage, now you can take as much time as you want. If you get it done in 12 minutes, perfect. You have time to check over everything. If it takes you the full 17 minutes, no problem. This is the hardest passage for you, right? That's why you're taking 17 minutes on it. And the reason you're doing it last is because so you don't have to stress about time, on the rest of the passages. So like, for example, let's say you do the first couple passages, then you get to, the historical passage, and you're working through it. You don't want to be worried about time for the other passages. If you just save it for last, do the other ones first, you're going to be far calmer and far more likely to get a good score. Next is the writing and language test, or as I like to call the grammar section. For this, you got 44 minutes and you have 4 passages of 11 questions each. Wait, scratch that. You have 35 minutes and 44 questions, 4 passages of 11 questions each. What you're going to be doing for this one is you want to give yourself about 8.5 minutes per passage. A lot of people can get the passages done quickly. They get them done in like something like 6 minutes. If you start getting it done in 6 minutes, literally slow yourself down on purpose. Start timing yourself with a watch. You want to get as close to about 8 minutes as possible, because I've noticed that when people get it done in a much shorter amount of time, even if they're really smart kids, they'll make really stupid ass mistakes. Some dumb shit mistakes. So if you want to avoid making dumb shit mistakes, you're going to take 8 minutes per each passage per 11 questions on the grammar section. Now on to the non-calc and the calc sections. The time strategy will be similar for everything. The main thing you got to remember is a question at the beginning is worth the same as a question at the end, right? And on the math section, the questions go in order of difficulty until you get to the grid-ins, at which point the difficulty resets. And I actually find that all of the grid-ins tend to be almost always easier than the last few questions of the multiple choice on both of the math sections. So what you want to do, and also at the same time, there's also random multiple choice questions where at the end, it's considered a difficult topic. But if you just happen to have studied it, maybe it's not such a difficult topic for you and you can answer it much more easily than, say, a question like 20 or something, if it's like the calc section. So what you want to do is you want to make sure you don't run out of time, which means you need to have at least attempted every single question. So you're going to start by just doing the questions and just do them in order. Let's say you're in question 1. You're like, oh, I know this question. This question is really easy. I can do it. You do the first question. You look at the second question. The second question is like, oh, this is also easy. I can just do it. You do it. Let's say you get to question 7. Question 7 is like, okay, I think I can probably do it. If that's the case, give it a go. Try to do it. But if you're starting to take over a minute to do it, and you're not quite getting to the right answer, and it's been over a minute, circle it, move on, come back to it. Because the most important thing is that you have given every single question in that section a go. Because you might know how to do question 20 even if you couldn't do, say, question 6. Cool. So then you get to question 15 and then you do it perfect. Then the difficulty resets in the grid-ins. You do all the grid-ins. If you still have time, go back to the question that you couldn't do. If you're out of time, it is what it is. There's other techniques we can use to improve time, but at least now you have given every single question a go. So you'll do that for the non-calc, and then you'll do the same thing for the calc section. Basically, do the question. If after about a minute you're not like really almost done with the question, skip, come back to it later, no problemo. And I mean, this is why I say, if you're not making any headway into the question, because let's say you're in question like 30 in the calc section, right? That question might take you over a minute, in which case do it. Take over a minute to do it as long as you're getting it done and you know you're getting towards the answer. If you're just like throwing some shit against the wall, hoping it sticks and nothing's really sticking, then that's when you skip it and you come back to it afterwards. Cool. Hope you liked the video. If you did, hit the like button below. If you didn't, well, I would like you to not hit the dislike button, but that is your prerogative. And if you liked the video, check out some of these other ones. Catch you next time.